It started like any other Saturday night in Houston. Music, friends, and a house filled with young people celebrating. But by the end of the night, one person would be dead, 14 others injured, and an entire community left reeling. On the night of May 4th, 2025, a house party was underway in Southeast Houston. Dozens of people had gathered, a mix of friends, classmates, and neighbors. The mood was upbeat. Videos shared on social media earlier in the evening show people dancing, laughing, and enjoying what was supposed to be a carefree night. But around midnight, everything changed. According to investigators, an uninvited guest showed up at the party. No one knows yet how he got in or how long he was there before things escalated. But what is clear is that at some point, he was asked to leave. That request turned deadly. Eyewitnesses say the man became aggressive when told to go. Moments later, he pulled out a gun and opened fire into the crowd. The sound of music was replaced by screams and chaos. People ran for cover, stumbling over furniture, diving behind fences, and scrambling out of windows. Others fell to the ground, hit by bullets. By the time the gunman fled, 15 people had been shot. One victim, later identified as a young adult in their 20s, died at the scene. 14 others, including both men and women, were rushed to nearby hospitals with injuries ranging from minor to critical. One neighbor, who asked not to be identified, described hearing what they thought were fireworks until they realized the popping sounds weren't stopping. They said, "I looked out the window and people were running everywhere screaming. It was just panic." Police arrived within minutes. The house was littered with shell casings. Blood stained the front lawn and hallway floors. Paramedics worked quickly, but the sheer number of victims made it one of the largest single-shooter events Houston has seen in years. Despite the heavy response, the suspect managed to escape. He fled the scene before officers arrived, and as of now, no arrests have been made. Detectives say they believe someone at the party knows who the shooter is, but as of yet, no witnesses have come forward with a name. Houston Police Department has urged anyone with information, video footage, or tips to come forward. They're also asking residents in the area to check doorbell cameras and CCTV for any suspicious activity around midnight on May 4th. The lack of immediate cooperation has raised questions about fear of retaliation, especially if the shooter has gang affiliations or a violent history. Police have confirmed they are exploring multiple leads, but say the investigation is ongoing and complicated. So far, no weapon has been recovered, and the suspect's description remains vague. Some witnesses said he was wearing a mask or had his face partially covered, while others gave conflicting accounts. What's especially troubling is the randomness of the violence. Most of the people shot weren't involved in any kind of argument. They didn't know the gunman. They were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. The victim who died has not yet been publicly named, pending notification of family. Those injured include teenagers and adults in their early 20s, some of whom remain in hospital as of this report. Outside one of the hospitals, family members have held vigils, waiting for updates on their loved ones. Some have spoken to the media, expressing anger, grief, and frustration at how easily a night of celebration turned into a nightmare. This isn't the first time a house party has ended in gunfire in the U.S., but the scale of this shooting has shocked even seasoned officers. In a city already struggling with rising violent crime rates, this incident is a stark reminder of how quickly things can turn deadly when firearms are involved. Houston Mayor John Whitmire issued a statement the following day, calling the shooting a heartbreaking and unacceptable tragedy. He promised additional resources to assist the investigation and urged community members not to stay silent. "We cannot let fear protect those who harm us," he said. "If you know something, say something." Forensic teams have now processed the scene, and police are reviewing dozens of phone videos posted to social media in the hours before and after the shooting. One clip, reportedly taken just minutes before the shots rang out, shows a crowded living room with flashing lights and music blaring. A moment frozen in time, right before everything collapsed. Gun violence at social gatherings has become tragically familiar in recent years. From birthday parties to graduation celebrations, what used to be safe spaces for joy are increasingly becoming settings for trauma and loss. And once again, it's young people paying the price. As of now, police believe the shooting was carried out by a single individual, not a group, and that he brought the weapon with him, possibly anticipating confrontation. Why he came, why he opened fire, why he thought killing strangers was a solution, we still don't know. But someone does. And until someone speaks up, this community will be left with fear, unanswered questions, and families trying to rebuild after something that should never have happened. Houston police are asking anyone who attended the party, or anyone who knows someone who did, to reach out anonymously if they know anything. Crime Stoppers is offering a reward for any information that leads to an arrest. The case remains active, and for now, the suspect remains at large. We'll continue to follow this story as it develops. This is the Crim Vault. Subscribe for updates and more detailed investigations into cases like this one.